Hello, it's Sarah from Funky Fossil here, popping in to share with you a fantastic new collection which we're launching today in store online, so you can get your shopping done today and have these fabulous products on their way to you. It is a mid-century themed collection which is an era that I absolutely love and has featured previously over the years in some of our collections. This is probably the most extensive collection of kind of mid-century inspired design that we've done, and I'll explain a little bit why I'm bringing out this release now in just a second. But firstly, just want to make it clear to you, those of you that watch or follow my lives will already know I'm actually down at the NEC show this week, and that's why I'm doing this video rather than doing the reveal live, because I'm not actually physically here today. We're hopefully setting up at the NEC, which means that any orders that you place online between today and midnight on Sunday the 16th of March, we won't be able to get them shipped until next week. So just to make you aware, there may be a little bit more of a delay on getting your order dispatched than usual. I'll have this new these new products with me at the NEC for those of you that might be popping in and wanting to shop in person. But if you're buying online, there will just be a couple of days delay in getting that order out to you. And as a result, and as a thank you to you for your patience in waiting to get your new products, what I'm going to do is choose 3 orders at random that are placed between today and Wednesday night, today and Sunday night, to receive their order for free. So there will be, if you place an order between now and midnight on Sunday, you might be lucky enough to get a refund of that order. So that's just a thank you for bearing with us while we're down at the NEC. But firstly, let's talk a little bit about our collection and show you the fabulous products and the amazing samples from the design team, because they are brilliant as always. Mid-century in vibe, it's got really fantastic fun retro flair to it. And the reason I've done this collection and are releasing it now is because I have just released this Papercraft Society Box with Practical Publishing. And they have a monthly subscription scheme and there's a different brand or designer every month, and this month it's been my turn to design a collection, and the collection in this Papercraft Society box is mid-century modern, and I loved putting it together, so much so that I got quite frustrated that I couldn't get all of the products and ideas that I wanted into the box, and that's where this collection came about. Now I will have some of the Papercraft Society boxes in store, so you'll be able to buy them from me as well, and I will put a link in the description box below here where you can see an unboxing of what's in that kit. If I put it all in the same video, it's going to take way too long, but if you want to have a look and see what's in the Papercraft Society box, I've already done a video with that content, and hopefully if you have a look at that, you'll see why and how these further range of products are a brilliant extension of that. You can buy them, of course, they work as a collection in their own right, but if you really love your mid-century modern design, you might want to get the Papercraft Society box and then keep shopping some of the products that I'm going to show you in this video as well. So that's why I have had another little trip into the world of mid-century design. I love that era. I love the color palettes. I love the kind of the abstract geometrics. There's just so much about that kind of style that that really appeals to me. Let me talk you through what we've got as new product in the shop. You can tell I'm excited, can't you? And I'll start with the paper pad, and the reason I've got this sample on my table in front of me is this is by our fabulous design team member Kerry, and this cheeky chap here who just makes me smile is in the paper pad that I'm going to show you. But she's used that to kind of embellish the artboard, along with some of our stencils and stamps, all these things you're going to be seeing as we go through the collection. And on the other side side of the artboard, she's got this brilliant cat, which again is in the paper pad. That kind of atomic kitty, retro stylized cat is very much of the era, so that's in the paper pad too, as are the stencils and stamps she's used here. So it gives you a little flavour of what's in store with our kind of mid-century montage collection. And I do love this paper pad. 8x8 as usual, it's 190 GSM, and there are 3 each of 12 designs, so 36 pages in the pad. And I'm hoping you will immediately get a sense. So this has got a real retro feel, oranges and blues with some dark browns and blacks in it. Really fun, strong design in this paper pad. Here are some of these fabulous cats, and I think all of the design team have used these cats in their samples, so these are a real hit with the DT, whether you cut them out or use them as an image in their own right. You've got slightly more neutral papers, again that kind of that retro graphic down the side, but some good open space to work into. You've got pages like this, which I think are really kind of reminiscent of wallpapers. Again, that kind of loose geometry in the repeating patterns that we associate with that era. You've got a whole group of these really fun cats with very long necks on this page. Again, great for cutting out and using as focal points. I love this kind of design with these repeating patterns in these oranges and browns. It really, to me, this is what I kind of associate with mid-century. Another version of that kind of retro graphic, but on a darker background. This is a great stylized paper. I think we had this pattern in a previous 6x6 mid-century paper pad, but I think this is the only paper that I have repeated from a previous pad again, and you can see how the colours and the patterns are going to work beautifully across the whole collection. And this is a more neutral version, or a kind of plain version of those ones we've looked at already. And then you do have a sheet, and of course you get 3 of them in the paper pad, which have these great focal points, great kind of characters in there. These are great for belly bands, for focal points. These are strips of tickets down here with that kind of almost pop art artwork in there. So again, I don't always manage to fit it into a paper pad, but when I can give you elements to cut out and use as focal points, I do. So that's our paper pad. We also have a set, I think this is only our second ever set of the ephemera, but it was really popular earlier this year, and I just thought it's a great way. I'm just going to spill it out onto my table. It's a great way of getting a whole bunch of collage bits, embellishments, and even focal points in a pack, all in that kind of wonderfully retro colour palette. I particularly like the kind of the mid-century ladies. Where's the hexagon with them on? Because I think that's really cool. Can't see it now. Here it is. For example, the kind of hexagon with the pattern in the background, and those kind of very domestic 50s midwives, 50s housewives in shot there. Again, you've got another one here with her baking, but you can imagine, you remember our sentimental sticker stack with the Saki sentiments? I think they're a perfect accompaniment to some of these images, because you can just imagine the characters saying something quite sarcastic. There's some lovely fine mid-century elements in here. It's packed full of kind of abstract imagery, and also the kind of the characters. You've got mini tags, you've got kind of, almost, that reminds me of Mad Men. Do you remember that series? These cocktails, the cats. So a fabulous pack of ephemera. And actually I should mention that if you do get the Papercraft Society box from our store, from the website, I will be putting a pack of this ephemera with it for free, so that makes it kind of an even better deal. I'd recommend getting multiples of this, because this is the kind of consumable that you're going to be using time and again, and lovely kind of shapes and elements, which are just those kind of finishing touches. You know, when you're not quite sure what else to add to your project, these are just going to fill that spot perfectly. So we have an 8x8 paper pad, we have a pack of ephemera. Let's have a look at the stamps that go with this collection. So I've got an A5 stamp set, which is somewhere on my table. Can't find it now. I'll come back to the A5 because it may be under a pile of these samples, and I don't want to dislodge everything. I'll talk about the A6 stamp sets first before I get to the A5. I have no idea where that's gone. So there are 3 A6 stamp sets. This one is a re-release. So Atomic Kitty is an A6 stamp set we've had out before. So when I do the bundle on the website, I won't include this. It'll be available as an individual item, but lots of you may already have this in your collection. So I'm not going to put it in the bundle just to avoid the risk of duplicating. But it will be there because, of course, I had to bring it back in given how well it fits with the rest of the collection. But these 2 A6 stamp sets are brand new. So we've got Block It Out, which is a great kind of geometric abstract background, a single stamp, great for creating a kind of large background in a single go. You can extend it, repeat stamp. It looks great just in monochrome, and also of course is wonderful for adding colour to as well. So I think that's going to be a really versatile one. It will work beautifully in that retro vibe of mid-century, but of course use different colours, put it in different contexts, and it's going to look like a very contemporary geometric as well. We also have this fantastic set of sentiments, which I've called the set Cool Beans. Again, something a little bit playful from us at Funky Fossil. We do like to give you something that's going to be a bit unusual in terms of sentiments. So you've got things like, I'm a mid-century kind of gal. I don't need an inspirational quote. I just need coffee. Stay classy. Think happy thoughts. You are so last century. So again, the playful, striking font, which again I selected very much on the basis I thought it had that retro feel to it, and you've got pattern builder elements thrown into that A6 stamp set to really extend your projects further. I'm going to move on to the stencils, and I might have to stop the video and then go and search out that A5 stamp set. I know I lifted it out and bought it here, but I cannot see it honestly. So one of the stencils that are with this new collection is Pinball. Like Retro Kitty, like Atomic Kitty, Pinball is a returning stencil, so it's one that we bought out before and therefore won't be in the main bundle because some of you may already have it, but it is a great one for creating those backgrounds. So for example, Kerry's used it here in this background, and it works brilliantly with the pattern that's already in the paper. So Pinball is a returning favourite. And then we have a 2-layer stencil called Mid-Century Repeat, which is going to create fabulous retro patterns. And this is a good way of demonstrating what it does. You've got your kind of larger solid, and then you've got obviously the inner piece is a separate layer, which means you can use a contrasting colour with it. And it's a complete pattern, and by that I mean you can extend it. You can create your backgrounds as big as you want to, because you just can tessellate the stencils and keep going. So there's that stencil as well, and I will have to come back momentarily because I'm going to have to search out the elusive A5 stamp set that goes with this collection, so bear with me. I'll be back in 1 minute. So I found my elusive A5 stamp set, and I think it is worth the wait. So it's called Mid-Century Silhouettes, and you can see here already you've got these 2 stunning kind of focal points, the silhouette figures. Silhouettes being just so versatile because you can create your playful, colourful backgrounds, and then you know that these kind of elegant ladies are going to absolutely pop because they've got that solid contrast against that background. But I've also filled the stamp set with lots of great pattern building elements, all with that kind of retro quirky geometry of that kind of mid-century style. So this is really about having a play, enjoying kind of creating backgrounds that are going to just be full of pattern and interest. So, and you'll see this from the samples from the design team. So that is the whole collection, and I'm really excited about it. Obviously everything that I've just shown you will be available as individual items in the shop. I'll also be doing a collection bundle. Let's say probably everything that's in here except for Pinball and the cat, which obviously some of you may already have, but the rest of this, the ephemera, the A5, the paper pad, the 2 A6s, and that wonderful layered stencil will be available as a bundle in store for you at a great price. So let's have a look and see what our wonderful design team have been making with this collection. And we've got here an example from Brian. I've not got all the samples here. They've had so much fun with this and really kind of created lots of great samples, but I didn't want this video to be too long. But this from Brian is a real treat. So again, completely covered with the papers, background here. This lady is one of the focal images from the paper pad. Little touches from the ephemera pack there to embellish it. And then Brian's made one of his awesome fold out folio origami books, and you can see here this is a great way of demonstrating how beautifully all the papers work together, even though they've got lots of busy pattern in them. Put them alongside each other because that palette works, they work together. So he's got lots of pockets in here with the tags with bits of the ephemera on them, which is super cute. He's got all those sentiments there from the Cool Beans stamp set. So just, yeah, there's lots to look at and enjoy in this wonderful sample from Brian. So hopefully when he shares it online you'll be able to enjoy it in more detail. Ooh, there we go. I'm always so impressed at how beautifully that folds back up. Such a neat finish. So a wonderful fold art book from Brian. I think this is Brian as well. It is. So Brian's also done a tag book, and this time he's got the wonderful cats on display here. But again, this is exactly what I was meaning about kind of being playful with your patterns and backgrounds. There's something about the geometry of this mid-century style that means you can be totally fearless with colour and layer things up. So you've got the block it out stamp in the background here, you've got elements from the A5 mid-century silhouettes, he's got that layered stencil, the mid-century repeat there, he's got the pinball stencil. All of it is going to work beautifully together. And then because you've got things like those silhouette images and the cats that are solid, because they are a solid image over the top, then they really have definition despite the amount of colour and pattern that's already on here. So this is an amazing piece by Brian, and he's used the papers to decorate the back of these tags. What an amazing tag book that is. So yeah, so you can see here the stamps, the stencils are just going to play nicely together. Got a fabulous sample here from Kerry. I was going to say Ali, but it's of Kerry. And really simple idea, but it looks so cool. Strips of the papers, and then she's just heat embossed that wonderful silhouette image from the mid-century silhouettes in different colours, and they just really kind of shine against that those pattern backgrounds. A sentimental sticker stack at the top. Everyone gets to be young once your turn is over. You are so last century from Cool Beans at the bottom. So they're really working well together and creating quite playful cards. So that's a fabulous combination of stamp and paper there. And continuing that stamp and paper theme, we've got something from Brian here. He's made several of these and I haven't got them all to hand, but he has paper piece, really cleverly used the patterned papers from the pad to create a dress for our silhouette lady. So just imagine how much fun you can have creating the kind of the outfits for these figures. The stamps in the backgrounds, the papers, let's say, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you could. The key really is that nothing is going to clash here, because they're all so strong. They work together. It's a really cool aspect of this kind of design, in that the busier the better in some respects. So this is by our guest designer for this collection, the fabulous Sue Davis. Has done some amazing samples for us, and she said to me she's gone mad with the sewing machine, and these have all of her samples have got fabulous stitch details around the edges. I just love that about Sue's work. The cats, of course, there again you can see that mid-century repeat stencil, tone on tone this time, but still really giving a cool background effect. So all the things on that one working well. So, and she's done here, you can see it's our discbound journal, so a 6x6 journal page. So I'll be making a journal with all of these pages shortly. Again from Sue, she's done a bit like Brian did, just with that cat tag book, just played with colour and background. So you've got stencils combined, you've got the stamping overlaid over the top, and then these two figures really standing out because they are a solid image. So lots and lots of fun. And this one again is a similar idea from Ali, but because she's kind of left some white space in there, it almost kind of has a slightly more graphic, crisp look, and she's used the kind of cooler tones, and Sue in hers has used the warmer tones, but that's all the difference there is. So you can see what different looks you're going to get from the silhouette stamping. In fact, I think all of that background is made with the images from the A5 mid-century silhouettes, including the focal points, and then you've got the sentiment from Cool Beans. And this is an Ali creation as well, again discbound journal spine, but she's used the block it out stamp here and just shown us how great that looks when you take the time to add the colouring. She's heat embossed it, so that will obviously create a nice kind of framing for the colouring. And then our wonderful lady. They really do hold their own, those focal points, don't they? And this one from Ali I absolutely love, because she's used the mid-century repeat stencil, but she's put some Stella paste in the middle there, so you can see, I think it might be, sure what it is actually, what colour it is, but it adds a great kind of dimensional effect. So she's drawn around all of those shapes to give them definition, and then the pop of glitter in the middle really kind of makes it really kind of sparkly finished project. I don't need an inspirational quote, I just need coffee. That's how I feel. So that's another cool make. Back to very vibrant and eclectic. This is from our Sue again, discbound journal spine, but she's gone all out with the colours there, and really kind of used those stamps to full effect with lots of pops of colour, and then created a cluster in the centre there of the ephemera. So you can see how you can cluster those elements up and they're going to create a kind of bigger focal point for you. Sentiment as well, and lots of stitching. I'm always very jealous of her stitching. And this is my last sample that I've got on the desk in front of me, which again is from Sue, and she's used the same cat as Kerry has in that sample I was showing you at the very beginning of the video. Glossed it right up. Kerry added glossy accents to the eyes, which is really effective. This is glossed up. That block it out background has been stamped multiple times and cut out, so again it's extended on, and then all that vibrant colour in that background as well. So I'm hoping from this kind of range of samples that we've just speeded through there, because I'm conscious that this is probably going to be quite a lengthy video by the time you've watched me chattering on about the products and now the samples. You can see how much fun you're going to have playing with this collection. It's great for pattern building. It's got those strong patterns already in the paper pads. You've got focal points both in stamps, in the ephemera, and also in the paper pad as well, as we can see from this wonderful figure here. So lots of options for how you're going to bring a focus to your project. You've got those amazing sentiments from the Cool Beans A6 stamp set, and of course the stencils, of course, are always going to give you lots of background potential. So hopefully a bit of everything. Check out my Papercraft Society box unboxing as well, and that will just give you a feel for whether you want to invest in both my Papercraft Society box and this collection, whether you want to get bits and bobs to select with what you've already got in your stash. But I really do think this is a collection which is super versatile. As I say, the main collection will be available in store at a great introductory price. And remember, if you place an order between today and midnight on Sunday, you could be one of those lucky 3 who are going to win the value of their order back. Thank you for watching and for bearing with me, and I will be back in person next week, hopefully recovered from the NEC, and we can spend a bit of creative time with this collection in our next Why Not Wednesday. Bye for now.